the Delhi Chief Minister, who actually takes on the centre again and again. But what about his own Achilles heel? This is the entire case about the liquor gate, the multiple times, remember, he's been summoned. Now, Arvind Kejriwal versus Enforcement Directorate is how the story has panned out, because Arvind Kejriwal actually went to court just about yesterday, and the idea was to challenge the Enforcement Directorate's multiple summons that were given to him. Now, he essentially has been maintaining, I have done nothing wrong and I will not appear. And the agency said that if you've done nothing wrong, why don't you make yourself available before the investigative agency? Now, earlier, senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi, who was appearing for the Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, in fact, has tried to argue this entire point, but the Delhi High Court has asked Arvind Kejriwal that why is he not appearing before the agency on the summons that have been issued. So what could this mean to the entire case? We have Bhavtosh, who will shed more light exactly on that point. So Bhavtosh, if Arvind Kejriwal expected any relief from the court, for the moment, that is not happening. He's always taken that moral high ground. Hum kattar imandar hai. So aise mein, when the court tells Arvind Kejriwal that if you have nothing to hide, please make yourself available before the Enforcement Directorate, will he do that?
Yes, Dipti. In fact, in less than 18 hours, he has to present himself before the Enforcement Directorate, and that would be the 9th summon that the agency has issued to him. And in the past, 8 summons were issued to him. He has skipped those 8 summons, and he was expecting some kind of relief from the Delhi High Court. That did not happen. And in the High Court, the court asked him a very pertinent question as to why he is not joining the investigation. The court said that it does not happen that if you are asked for the first summon that you get arrested. His lawyer, senior advocate Abhishek Manu Singhvi, said that they are fearing that he will be arrested. To which the court said that it does not happen that when you join the investigation on the very first day, you will be arrested. Now, the reason why he is fearing is that some of the top leaders of Aam Aadmi Party have already been arrested. These include the then Deputy CM of Delhi, Manish Sisodia, Sanjay Singh, and also Vijay Nair. Remember, this case is in its last lap. Just a week back, K. Kavita was arrested in this case, and various damning revelations have been made by the Enforcement Directorate. And in the start of the week, the Enforcement Directorate issued a press statement, and for the first time, such a press statement has been issued by the Enforcement Directorate, in which they have specifically mentioned that K. Kavita had conspired with leaders of Aam Aadmi Party, including Delhi CM Arvind Kejriwal and Manish Sisodia, in which kickbacks worth at least 100 crore rupees have been paid. Now, this have been denied by the Aam Aadmi Party. They have said that these are concocted charges that have been leveled by the Enforcement Directorate, and there is nothing to this. But the fact remains that top leaders' bail have been rejected up to the Supreme Court, and the trial is yet to start. As far as trial is concerned, charges have not been framed, to which the Enforcement Directorate has said that a tactics is being adopted by the accused in this case to delay the trial.
So, Bhavtosh, there clearly has to be a backstory to what is happening, because, the Enforcement Directorate also has been issuing him repeated summons. People are asking, why doesn't the ED go ahead and make an arrest? On the other side, Arvind Kejriwal, who takes the moral high ground, for the moment has not appeared before the agency. But staying on more details that continue to come in as far as the story goes. Now, Times Now has also been able to access the Delhi Chief Minister's plea against the Enforcement Directorate's summons that has been accessed. And we'll quickly connect with our colleague Siddharth, who's going to be joining us from our newsroom in just a moment to take us through point by point what he had said. But let me just give you an overview of how the story has developed so far. Remember, multiple summons, at least 8 of them, that have gone into Arvind Kejriwal as far as this entire Liquorgate scam goes. Arvind Kejriwal initially kept asking the agency that, have you, summoned me as a witness, as an accused? He said, please make that clear, only then I can make myself available. Later, he also said, I can join through a virtual hearing, but I will not be able to make myself physically available. He's always cited one reason or the other. Now, after all these repeated summons that he had skipped, he approaches the Delhi High Court. Now, the Delhi High Court earlier has been hearing the entire plea that was filed by Arvind Kejriwal. And on your screens, you're reading more details of what happened in the court. The court made it absolutely clear. It said unequivocally, why didn't you appear before the agency? What's preventing you from appearing? You could not have been arrested on your very first appearance. Joining us right now is also Meenakshi, and I'm told she also has more details of that entire plea by Arvind Kejriwal. Meenakshi, take us through the highlights.
Well, yes, Deepthi. So this is a copy of the affidavit which has been filed by Arvind Kejriwal. Basically, in his affidavit, I mean, we're still looking for, of course, an operative part, but just taking our viewers through exactly what the affidavit says. So in sum and summation, basically, Arvind Kejriwal has been calling, the allegations against him false, and he has in the affidavit questioned the summons which the ED or the Enforcement Directorate has been giving to Arvind Kejriwal. In fact, he goes on to cite, of course, the law says no person accused of an offence punishable for a term of more than 3 years can be released or shall be released on bail bond. Again, as I said, it's a 238-page long document. We are still looking for an operative part, but sum and summation, this is the entire plea, the entire 238-page long affidavit plea by Arvind Kejriwal, accessed by Times Now. Throughout, we've seen how Aam Aadmi Party, of course, has been questioning the summons. They have, from the beginning, been calling the summons illegal.
All right, Meenakshi, for the moment, thank you for getting us that first insight into that entire document that has been accessed by Republic, by Times Now. Apologies. And remember, on the other side, it's also important to see how the Aam Aadmi Party has responded to what has happened so far. The Aam Aadmi Party continues to say that this is a witch hunt. They are targeting us. And in the middle of all this, they are also raising questions on the Enforcement Directorate. They continue to maintain that it's not us that the court is asking questions of, but the Enforcement Directorate.
अरविंद केजरीवाल जी को ईडी बार बार समन्स भेज रहा है। इन समन्स को चैलेंज करने के लिए, ये समन्स कानूनी है कि गैर कानूनी है, इस पे फैसला करने के लिए अरविंद केजरीवाल जी ने हाई कोर्ट मूव किया। ईडी ने इस पिटिशन का बहुत विरोध किया। ईडी ने हाई कोर्ट से बार बार कहा कि इसको खारिज किया जाए, लेकिन ईडी के पुरजोर विरोध के बाद भी हाई कोर्ट ने इस मैटर को सुनने का निर्णय लिया है। उन्होंने ईडी को नोटिस दिया है और ईडी को अब इस पूरे मामले में हाई कोर्ट में जवाब देना होगा।
And the BJP yet again is asking Arvind Kejriwal, if you have nothing to hide, why are you running away from the agencies?
Invoke their rights under law and approach any court. But the larger question is, why is Mr. Kejriwal constantly running away from the investigation? He is the Chief Minister of Delhi. It is under his supervision that the government of Delhi is running. And 2 of his ministers are in jail facing serious allegations of bribes or money or not following the process in the liquor scam and the excise scam. Now there's another big scandal in Delhi relating to the Jal Board, relating to the health department. Another thing is coming out every day. Some scandal or scam is tumbling out of the cupboard, constantly running away. By running away from the investigation, he's sending a clear message to the people of Delhi and the country that he has something serious to hide. He is unable to face the truth.
So the BJP says Arvind Kejriwal is unwilling to face the truth. On the other side, the entire INDA alliance continues to back Arvind Kejriwal. These are reactions we've heard from both the Samajwadi Party and the left.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी जब परोक्ष रूप से लड़ाई नहीं लड़ती है तो अपरोक्ष रूप से ईडी सीबीआई के थ्रू लड़ती है, और वही एक चुने हुए मुख्यमंत्री को जेल भेजने का काम करती है। और एक बार सम्मन देने के बाद वो लगातार उससे बेल ले चुके हैं, फिर सम्मन भेज रहे हैं। इसका मतलब वो चाहती है किसी तरीके से दिल्ली के मुख्यमंत्री अरविंद केजरीवाल चुनाव में ध्यान ना दें और अपना समय वो इन सब चीज़ों में बर्बाद करें। भारतीय जनता पार्टी की ओछी नीति दुनिया देख रही है और भारत के लोग और दिल्ली के लोग लगातार मजा चिखाते जा रहे हैं, लेकिन भारतीय जनता पार्टी को उसको समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। एक बार अब सांसदों की 6 की 6 जो सीटें दिल्ली इस बार जो है भारतीय जनता पार्टी से छीन लेंगी।
One thing is in the public domain. The ED, CBI or income tax authorities, central agencies are being used to target the opposition parties, target the leaders of opposition parties and intimidate them. And why the credibility of ED has gone down? Because ED is being used by the government of the day, the party in power as of today. Mr. Kejriwal has gone to that course. Let us wait and see how the judicial legal process is going to move forward.